Yo, what's up guys? Seppu back with another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've been getting a lot of comments about the mods that I use on my hardcore world, and I thought I'd showcase some of them today. These are like mods that I use every day, and these mods don't really make the game easier for me. They're just kind of quality of life mods, and I thought I might as well showcase them because I get a lot of comments about, how I do some of the things I do. And I'm going to be leaving downloads for every single mod that I showcase in this video in the description below. And I'd like to also say these are all fabric mods, so I'll also leave a tutorial on how to download fabric and get all of that running. And as much as I'd love to do it, I genuinely don't know how I did it. I don't remember. It's been a very long time since I have. But anyways, let's hop into this, and I'm going to show you the first mod, and this is probably the most useful mod I have. It's called Tweakaroo. So to actually open Tweakaroo, you have to press X plus C on your keyboard, and you'll see all of these menus will pop up. And the first thing that I want to showcase is a Tweak Gamma override. Alright, so I set the time to night so you can actually see what I'm talking about, because if I didn't, you would not be able to really notice. So this is with the Gamma override on, this is with it off. And you can see there's a very big difference. And people just always ask me how my game is so bright, and this is how I just have this Gamma override. Okay, and then another one I get a lot about is fast right click and fast left click. So these ones are exactly what it sounds like. So this is me holding down right click when I don't have it on. You can see I'm placing pretty fast, but when I turn on fast right click, yeah, it goes even faster, which is kind of crazy. And with left click on, so let me toggle fast left click off first. This is how fast you break while holding down your mouse, but when you turn this one on, you break insanely fast. And this is super useful, just when I'm building especially. It definitely helps me out a lot. And you can edit some of the stuff here in the list tab. So you can blacklist some items that you don't want to be right clicked super fast. And so I have fireworks blacklisted because it kind of sucks when you use an entire stack of fireworks in 1 second. It's not a good time. And then probably my favorite feature in this entire video is free cam. So this just allows me to be able to, use free cam, and you see me use this a lot in my videos. And it's especially useful if I'm trying to get a closer look at something, or just get an aerial view of something without having to use my elytra or get super close. And that's basically all the things that I wanted to talk about in Tweakaroo. That's mostly just the stuff I use. Obviously, there's a lot more stuff here. You can check it out for yourself and use whatever settings you want. But those are just the main things I use. I don't really use anything else besides those couple of things. Now, the next mod I want to talk about is Lightmatica, and most people probably know Lightmatica, but it's the schematic mod. So you see a lot of people use this all the time, and I mean, I even have one of the schematics I've used right here. So I actually built my Monopoly board in this world and transferred it into my survival world and had a blueprint for it because of Lightmatica, which was super awesome. So Lightmatica is also just one of those things that it's just a quality of life mod. It doesn't really affect your gameplay at all. It just really helps you out with building and stuff and knowing what blocks go where. So to open up the menu, you press N and you get to see this menu, and basically you probably won't have any schematics when you just load in, but I have a decent amount of schematics, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna open up a random one. Let's see, I'll open up Tornado. So as you can see, now we have a blueprint for the tornado I used in my end dimension when I transformed the entire end. And to actually edit the blueprint, you have to use a stick. And to actually edit the blueprint, you have to press Control, and you can cycle through the different options for the schematic editing. And you can see it in the bottom left. I'm just scrolling through it, and I'll go at schematic placement. So now when you shift and then scroll, you can see I'm bringing it towards me, or I can push it away from me. So it's just super simple like that. And if you want to paste the schematic into the world, I'm pretty sure it's just N and O. So now I actually have the full schematic in my world and a bunch of bats, unfortunately. But you can also make a schematic super easily. So as you can see, I'm on the area selection one now. And what I usually do is I'll go to the corners. Okay, but actually before I do any of that, let me unload this schematic so it's not ugly. But what you can do is you can, what? I didn't mean to pick that up. But what you can do is you can actually right click on a block, and you can see it starts to get this outline if you're not looking at it. And then we just kind of come over, and I don't know how, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to show you how this works. But just encompass the whole build, right? And then you left click on this block, and you can see it selects this whole area. And that's basically just how I make my schematics. Super simple. And this is 100% a must-have. This is 100% a must-have for your survival worlds. It just makes things a lot easier, and you can copy and paste like some of your builds into your survival worlds, or not copy and paste, but have the schematic for it at least. Now, the next mod I want to talk about isn't something I really use very often, but it's called Mini HUD. And if you press H plus C, you'll get a very similar menu as Tweakaroo. And this is just kind of helpful for like farms and like the intricate mechanics of Minecraft. Kind of like helps you a lot with that stuff. But the thing I mostly use it for is it kind of just helps me like know the light levels of things, and you can also get like shapes and stuff to like know like what your spawn radius is, like the radius of things that can like spawn around you. And that's just really helpful when you're making farms. It especially was helpful when I was making my squid farm. But it also has I don't know if you can see it in the top left. Well, you can obviously see it in the top left, but I have my FPS, my day counter, and my coordinates. And that is actually from Mini HUD. So that's definitely the most useful feature, I'd say. It helps me keep track of the days I've spent in my world and like my FPS if it's like dropping or something like that. And I've seen a lot of people wonder about that. So I'm here to tell you, like, it's just Mini HUD. It's super simple to download and stuff and like set up. You just kind of like toggle what you want to be shown in the top left. And you can obviously toggle more things, but I don't really feel the need to toggle any more things than I already have. And that's really all there is to Mini HUD. It's not a very big mod at all. It doesn't really help me out too much besides just with like some critical information and like the underlying mechanics of Minecraft. Now the next mod that I want to showcase is called Replay Mod, and a lot of you probably know this mod already, but it just allows you to get awesome like replay footage of, you know, like things you're building. So you've probably seen this in like every single Minecraft YouTuber's videos, but it just kind of allows you to get a time lapse of builds and stuff. So this is from my Monopoly video. I think I might have actually even like used this clip in that video. But as you can see, you have like your timeline here, and these are your keyframes, right? So I'll just go ahead and unselect these so I can show you how these work. So let's say I want to start recording from right here. I'm going to go ahead and press add position keyframe and then add time keyframe. And then we can go ahead and like just like play it, and we can increase the speed and stuff. And as we're just like watching them, or as I'm watching like myself build, we can pause it whenever we want to stop the recording. And then we can go ahead and like edit our position and stuff. And then we're going to add another position keyframe, another time keyframe. And then what we would do is we would render the camera path. And then when we render that, you can see we are going to get the exact video that we recorded. And yeah, this is definitely one of the most useful mods. And it's something I use super often, like all the time, actually. It's a great mod. And I do want to say, if you are getting into like Minecraft videos and things like that, Replay Mod is a must-have. It doesn't affect your gameplay at all. It just kind of helps you get better shots of builds and things like that. So I definitely recommend getting that. And while I'm on the homepage, I might as well talk about the Essentials mod. This isn't really like anything crazy. I like barely use this mod, but you can see I kind of have like just some extra stuff. And I can like kind of customize my skin with, you know, more garments. Like this is what I use for the Christmas video, but I usually just rock with my like default outfit. It's the best. And what you can also do is you can like host a world, and this allows you to play multiplayer, but for free. It's pretty great. And when I do use it, I usually just play with Sterling, and he helps me with a video or something like that. But now there's only one more mod that I have to talk about, and that's going to be World Edit. Now, a lot of you probably know what World Edit is. And to get it started, basically, you need to make sure you have cheats on. And you can type in //wand. And this will give you a wooden axe. And, you know, it doesn't seem like much, but it is a wand. So I'm just going to go ahead and, like, select this like, wall here. So basically what you do is you just left-click on your starting position. And then you will right-click wherever you want your second position to be. And you can type in, like, / replace blue concrete with, you know, pink concrete, and it will just do that. Or you can do like / set. It's basically the same thing as replace, but it'll just set everything in that region to whatever block you select. So I'm just going to do like air, and it's going to remove all of that. And this is probably another mod that I use a lot. I definitely used it a lot making the Monopoly board, because I did not place all of these sea lanterns and sea bricks by hand. Well, I did in the survival world, which is painful, but when I was making the actual build, or designing it, I guess, I used a lot of World Edit, and it helped out a lot. But the thing I think I use World Edit for the most is you can easily texturize your builds. So I'm just gonna like select a random patch of something, and we can do set like 50% cobblestone, right? And then comma, and then 25% stone, comma, and then 25% smooth stone. And this will give you a nice like effect of It's just like randomly placed, and it eliminates like having to struggle with, I don't know, trying to just get like a pattern. It kind of just does it for you, and it's honestly great. I've used this a decent amount of times in my world for like flooring and ceilings and just making things textured. I also did it with the sea lanterns here. I didn't really want it to be like uniform or anything, so I just kind of like set 25% of this to be sea lanterns. But with all that being said, that's all the mods I used, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found something useful. And I hope you guys download some of these mods, because I will tell you right now, it will definitely change your survival experience for the better. But anyways guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.